My only plan that I knew I was going to do was I knew that I was going to fix my credit. I knew that I was going to drive Uber, and I knew that I was going to expand on my rental car fleet once my credit got in position for me to buy new cars. That's the only things I knew, right? That's the only things that I knew that I was going to do. Like, I did not think millionaire. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Millionaire for Pushman Mitch was not in the cards. It was not in the cards for me. I did not think about that. That wasn't something that I thought was even possible for myself. I wasn't around any millionaires. So just imagine, I want y'all to think about this. I did not know any millionaires. I wasn't around any millionaires. So clearly me coming off of working at the jail, I did not expect to become an entrepreneur and then become a millionaire. That was not my thought process. So fast forward to today, when I get $1 million wire, the reason why I wanted to say that was because the thing about it, and like, it would never ever happen unless my environment, I was forced to be uncomfortable, right? Everybody put uncomfortable in the chat. Everybody put uncomfortable in the chat. And I want y'all to really, really hear this so I can really explain to y'all how today in 2024, I'm in Dubai, right? I moved out of one of my cribs in Atlanta. I just dipped. I got a mastermind here, but I'm staying. I'm not going back home. I won't be home for a long time. So long story short, I got $1 million wire, 7 figures. Just wired to my account at one time. Now, making $1 million over time is really dope. Making $2 million over time is really dope. Making $10 million over time is really dope. But somebody sending you a wire for $1 million all at one time, after coming from working a job where I'm in a jail, I'm feeling less than, I'm looking at myself as a person of color, seeing people disproportionately arrested, talked about by other black officers every single day. Literally, that was my last job. And I literally came to where I am able to just move to Dubai and get $1 million wire at the same time and be left and then be making the same amount of money that even if I stayed in the States, I would be making the same amount of money. So I'm saying this word uncomfortable because when I left my job, y'all, ever since I stopped playing basketball, y'all, ever since I stopped hooping, I just been working. Like, I was just working jobs, right? I was just working jobs. I was working at Crystals. I worked at Applebee's. I worked at Dillard's. I worked at a Sports Authority. I worked at Old Navy. I worked at Urban Outfitters. I had all these different jobs. I was just working, right? And me leaving to become an entrepreneur, right? Listen to me. Me leaving to become an entrepreneur was so uncomfortable, right? Was so uncomfortable. And it made me feel like I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going, if it was going to work or if it wasn't going to work. So long story short, I got into a position where I just started driving Uber. I rented out my one car, Jeep Wrangler 2008. It's 2015. I'm literally renting out one car, working on my credit the whole entire time. And I do not know if it's going to work. So there was no guarantee. You work at Applebee's. I used to work at Applebee's. Yeah, I used to work at Applebee's on Thornton Road in Austell, Georgia. So this is just a Fendi fact. These are facts. Okay, anyway. So long story short, I did not know. I was uncomfortable. But me being uncomfortable forced me to do things that I normally wouldn't do. So I'm like, yo, I'm driving Uber, and what I'm realizing is every single time that I stay out and work a lot more, what do y'all think happens when I work more? So I want y'all to see something that happened to me that I hope can happen to y'all at some point. Y'all can realize the same thing can go for y'all as that went for me. So I want y'all to know this. I started driving Uber mad long, and when I stayed out longer, something happened. I want y'all to comment in what happened. Somebody said more money. The longer that I stayed out and worked and drove Uber, the more money I made. How long do y'all think it was before I made more money than I was making at the jail when I was driving Uber? How long do y'all think it was before I made more money than I was making at my last job? Somebody said more tired. No, I was working 16-hour shifts already. Y'all got to remember that. I was doing mandatory voluntary overtime. I was doing mad shifts. So what happened was I started making way more money. Way more. Somebody said 1 year. It took me 1 month. 1 month of driving Uber, I was doing the same work level. So I want y'all to think, some of y'all might be Uber drivers, right? Some of y'all on here might have drove Uber or Lyft. And I want y'all to think, did y'all put in the same time that y'all was putting in at the job that you work? Like, was you doing the 8-hour shifts and was you doing the 16-hour shifts on Uber? I want y'all to think about it, because that's what I said to myself. I remember driving for 4 hours and then going home. I remember driving for, one time I said I'm gonna do 5 hours and then I went home. I remember driving for 7 hours and then I went home. And I realized that when I don't have a boss, when I don't have a manager, when I don't have a supervisor, I didn't have the same level of discipline to stay out that long. But when they made me stay against my will at the jail, I would literally be willing to stay in jail. But when it comes time for me to go out and drive Uber, I can't have the same discipline for myself as when I was working for somebody else and they was cutting the checks for me. But what I realized was, now I'm my own boss. All right, everybody put MOB. Everybody put MOB. And a lot of people don't know what MOB stands for. They think it stands for some street shit. But in reality, MOB just stands for my own boss. I was finally my own boss. And I now have finally discovered that I can control how much or how little money I make. So what happened was, I had to have a self-talk. I had to have an accountability talk. I said, do you need someone to tell you when they wake up? I said, do you need somebody to tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. to go and get your own money, little boy? Do you need somebody to make you stay out and do your whole shift, little boy? Do you need somebody to give you some type of hustle, some type of grind about yourself to take care of your own self, little boy? I had to become my own boss. And what Uber did for me was it helped me learn how to smell blood. Uber and Lyft helped me to learn how to smell blood. It helped me learn how to become my own boss. It helped me learn how to self-motivate and not need anyone to wake me up out of my bed to go and get to what I need to do for myself to become big and become the person that I need to become. So I always think Uber. I always think Lyft. I always think Toro. All of these things were my first mentors that helped me go from a little ass boy to a grown man to my own boss, okay? And it's going to make sense in a second. I'm going to get to y'all to where the $1 Million Wire comes in. But what I'm saying is, it gave me a sense of structure and discipline. So I started waking up on my own accord at 5 a.m. Listen to me here. I got up at 5 a.m. and I noticed that when you get up at 5 a.m., you make more money on Uber or Lyft, right? People are going to the airport and from the airport. People are landing right in the morning, and people are wanting to get to work all the way across the city. Literally 30-minute trips, 40-minute trips, and there's no traffic, and you're able to make a lot of money once you get up at 5 a.m. And then I told myself, why do I want to sleep in? What is it that I got to do so much that I need to sleep in instead of me getting up and going to chase the bag, right? So I get up. Every day I'm starting to get up at 5. Then I start getting up at 4 a.m. So I started getting up at 4 a.m. I'm already on my Uber grind. And I will work and immediately before 10 o'clock. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. before 10 o'clock every single day. I want y'all to hear me and I want y'all to believe it. And I want y'all to understand that it's 100% facts. Every single day I would get up at 5. And before 10 p.m., I would have $150 in my Uber account. Listen to me. I would get up at 4 a.m. and before 10 a.m., I would have $150 in my account already, right? And then guess what? Something else happens when you drive Uber that much. And the people who drive Uber are going to know this. The people who drive Lyft are going to know this. When you start driving a lot of trips and you start putting in a lot of hours on Uber, they are going to give you a platinum status. They are going to start giving you bonuses because you drive so much. Somebody said, I did that shit, bonuses and streaks. This is how you know the real people who was hustling. You are going to start to get bonuses for your trips. Now, there are some people who literally get up and they do a trip, but they don't get bonuses after a certain amount of trips. They don't get to know how far the trip is. I can see how far a trip is going to be. I already know how long the trip is going to be, where this person is going, if it's a 2-minute trip or if it's a 20-mile trip. I already know. But that's what happens when you drive a lot. So now, what naturally started happening is I had to test myself. I said, yo, Mitch, you used to be going and doing 16-hour shifts at the jail. Now you got freedom. You can be on your phone. You can go stop at a restaurant. You can eat. You can literally network. You can go fill out, applications on your phone while you're sitting there waiting in between trips. You got freedom now. You're not in the jail no more. And you can't work 16-hour shifts. Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm about to put y'all on game. I said, yo, Mitch, when you was at the jail, you was putting in 16-hour shifts, dog. You mean to tell me you can't do a 16-hour shift for yourself? Is that what you telling me? You a little ass boy. That's what I had to tell myself, right? So long story short, I started putting a 16-hour thing to the test, right? And a lot of y'all won't be able to do this. It's okay. Everybody's not built for this, but I was a little boy and I wanted to turn up to a different level, right? And I'm gonna explain to you how I got to where I am today, but I want y'all to hear the story. So I said, yo, you was doing 16-hour shifts at the jail, do 16-hour shifts on Uber. So guess what happened when you try to do a 16-hour shift on Uber? Let's see who really was driving Uber or who really dropped Uber. What happens when you drive 12 hours straight on Uber? What happens when you drive 12 hours straight on Uber? What happens? What happens when you drive 12 hours straight on Uber? Uber only lets you do 12 hours. They cut you off. Okay, so then what do I do? They make you take a break. Then what do I do? If I want to do 16-hour shifts and I said I was going to do it, what do I do then? What do I do? You got to go to Lyft. So then I turn on Lyft. I turn on the Lyft app. I cut off the Uber app and I turn on the Lyft app, and then I start getting bonuses on Lyft too. So not only am I hitting my bonuses on Uber, I'm hitting them my bonuses on Lyft. And what I started to notice was I'm just being real with y'all. I just want y'all to know the story. I just want y'all to know the level of dedication that I had. You feel me? I just want y'all to know the level of dedication that I had. So I would cut the Uber Lyft off because they kicked me off, and then I would hop on Lyft. And I would keep driving. And remember, my goal was to do 16-hour shifts, right? My goal as Pushman Mitch, my goal was to do 16-hour shifts, and then I can go home. I'm free to go, right? So I want y'all to realize, I want y'all to know, this is from Pushman Mitch. I don't have no kids. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't club. I don't party. I don't have any of those vices. I pretty much live a viceless life. I've never drank. I've never been drunk in my life. I don't smoke. I've never been high. I do not smoke. That is not anything that I do. I don't have to party. I don't have to club. I did have a goal. I did have an uncomfortability thing going on where I wanted to prove a lot of people wrong. I was in a relationship at the time. My girl told me it was a bad idea to be driving Uber. She was not supportive. So she literally had me like, I gotta make this work. So I had a lot of things that had me uncomfortable that made me not want to give up on these things. So I literally was okay just staying in the car. Now let me ask y'all. As a driver, what do I have to do? What is it like during the day that I can't do in my car? Other than take a shower. What can I do in the car? What can I do? I can sit, if I want to watch TV, if I want to watch YouTube, I literally can just turn it on my phone. I can literally watch it in my car, right? I used to stay out so long, y'all. If my armpits got funny, I'm going to stop at the gas station, hit the bathroom, buy a deodorant, put the deodorant on, and stay out longer. Right? Somebody said I can't sleep in my car. Why can't I sleep in my car? Why can't I sleep in my car? Why can't I sleep in my car? Somebody said sleep. Why can't I sleep in my car? Somebody said the bathroom. I can go stop at a gas station. I can go stop at LA Fitness. So what I noticed was, what would stop me from, why do I got to clock out? So I was working mad long hours, and I had a goal. I had a goal in mind. I had an idea in mind. So I went from driving 16-hour shifts, 5 to 7 days a week, making over $2,800 a week, renting out my vehicles and fixing my credit. And then I literally was taking all of my finances, all of my credit, and I went into the rental space because the rental space for me was working. The Jeep Wrangler was rented out a lot, right? The only time I had to stop driving Uber was when I had to go meet a guest to pick up or drop off the Uber. Drop off the rental car. So my idea was a means to an end. I said, yo, I got an idea and I'm going to stick to this one idea and I'm not going to pivot. I decided that. So long story short, I was making a lot of money driving Uber and Lyft. And then I took it and I got my rental fleet and I started using my credit to go get me some vehicles. And that's what I did. And every car that I got, they had the same success as the last car that I got. And I slowly but surely grew my fleet up to where I had over 150 cars at one point. Literally, 150 cars. Post-pandemic, okay? Before that. So I had a whole lot of vehicles renting out. I literally was doing it the way that wasn't supposed to be done. I'm not checking IDs. I'm not verifying backgrounds. I wasn't having rental car agreements being signed. I was doing it in a crazy way at one point, right? So, but that was allowing me to bust my mouth, bust my lip, and fail forward. So I made all the mistakes early to where I became a person who came from working a job at the jail, who got a check every 2 weeks. Sometimes it'd be $1,000. And then my overtime check would be $4,000 sometimes. So I would be making like $5,000 a month. I would be making like $5K a month. If I go crazy on overtime, maybe $6,000 a month at the jail. I went from doing that to being able to make $15,000 a month. And then I cranked it up for $15,000. Then I made $25,000 a month. Then I made $35,000 a month. I made $50,000 a month. And I made $100,000 a month. If you fast forward, I've been doing that since 2014. It is now 2024. How long have I been in this space? Everybody say that amount of time. I started in 2014. It is now 2024. How long have I been in this same exact space? Hospitality rental cars. How long have I been doing it? How long have I been doing this? 10 years. Long time. So I know a lot of y'all see me, right? And y'all see me at a point that can be glorified as success. It can be glorified as I made it, I'm winning, I'm doing something crazy. And y'all see me and y'all like, damn, this dude is going crazy. But look how long I've been doing this same exact thing. 10 years, okay? So do not rush the process. Do not think that you can have it overnight. Do think that you can't have it. You got to believe and you got to go ahead and stay steadfast on whatever industry or niche. Stop jumping from industry to industry to niche to niche. Stop changing all of these different things, right? Stop doing all of these different, oh, I want to be a trucker this day. Oh, I want to be a trader. Oh, I want to be a rental. I want to do Airbnb. Oh, I want to do you keep jumping from this to this to this. I've been doing the same thing for 10 years. And guess what that over that 10 years has done for me? I've got 10 years of tax returns. I got 10 years of business bank statements. I got 10 years of contacts, of emails, phone numbers from all of my guests. 10 years of social proof. I got 10 years of reviews. And you guys got 3 months of reviews, pivot. 3 months of reviews, pivot. 6 months of reviews, pivot. Now, those reviews that you have are worth nothing. Me and my 10 years of reviews, because I'm still doing the same thing, they are worth everything. They are worth gold. They are worth diamonds. They are now real estate for me. Because I've been having customers and I have been people who have been singing my praises, talking about me, talking about my business, my customer service for 10 years straight. And if somebody calls or reaches out to me today, I still will have the phone answer. That's what you call building compound infrastructure. As I'm on the phone, somebody sends me an invoice, pays an invoice for $1,500. Thank you. But I want y'all to hear this because a lot of y'all are going to be coached or taught by somebody that won't give you the real. I'm going to give y'all the real. Nobody's becoming a millionaire in 30 days. Y'all hear me? Nobody's becoming even a millionaire in 6 months. It's not happening, yo. You can hit the lottery, but other than that, that's cataclysmic. In reality, what you got to do is you got to stay grounded. You got to become MOB. Put that MOB in the chat again. I got to see that one more time. It just turned me back up. Because today I just got $1 million wire. Like I said, I got $1 million wire. I'm in Dubai. I don't got to go home. I can stay here. I'm good. I'm done. I'm here. This is where I'm at now. I'm in Dubai. $1 million wire. My crib, 2.5 mil. My other crib, 1.3 mil. It's like I came from driving Uber like a madman, being talked about. I came from working at a jail, being talked about. I came from working at Dillard's, being talked about. I came from working at Urban Outfitters, being talked about. I came from being a lady shoe salesman, being talked about. I came from doing all of these different things at Applebee's, being in the fucking fry side, dropping the app samplers, making the desserts, and then making the solids at the same time. I came from dropping crystals and literally flipping crystals burgers in the damn drive-thru to getting $1 million wire in 2024. So all I'm trying to let y'all know is that it's very possible for you. And it wasn't easy for me either. It wasn't easy for me either. It wasn't simple for me either. I didn't come from that background either. I didn't come from none of that. You gonna have to make a decision though, like, yo, well, how do I want to spend my next 10 years? This is the tallest building in the world. In the world. You can't even see. Oh, let me put this charger down. This is the tallest building in the world right here. In the world. Now, that's cool and all of that, right? That's cool and all of that. But what I want you to know is you don't get here without building a foundation. Now, all of y'all want to get the get rich quick scheme, right? Just tell me the truth. Everybody here wants a get rich quick scheme. You want to know why? Because once I tell y'all it's going to take 10 years, once I tell you it's going to take 5 years minimum, y'all all turn the TV off. Y'all turn the channel. Y'all turn the station, right? All of y'all. So most people do want to get rich quick scheme. So once the first thing somebody asks me, hey, Mitch, how long it's going to be before I start making money, right? Just be real. People saying no, but some people just lie to themselves every single day. Some people lie to themselves every single day. I've been doing this coaching thing for 5 years now, too. I've been coaching what I've been doing for the last 5 years. So I want y'all to hear this. Most people, 99% of people want to get rich quick scheme. And when it's not a get rich quick scheme, they turn the station and they go from get broke quick scheme to get broke quick scheme to get broke quick, all over and over and over again. Every day. I watch it. I watch it every day. And they could have been spending their last 5 years and just doing one business, and they would have already made their first 6 figures in business profit, right? They would have made their first 7 figures in business profit. But guess what they do? They want to jump from get broke quick scheme, get broke quick scheme, get broke quick scheme, get broke quick scheme, because they think they are outsmarting people who've been doing this for very, very long. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything. It took me 10 years to get here. It took me 10 years to get to the $1 million wire. 10. It took me 10 years to get to the $1 million wire, to get to the Dubai, right? 10 years. And when they wired me the $1 million, I want to say something real interesting right here. When they wired me the $1 million, there was already $1 million there. So I want y'all to realize that there was already other millions there. They wired me another one. So what I want y'all to know is, don't think that this came overnight. I was driving Uber like a madman. I decided to become my own boss. I decided to self-discipline. I decided that I don't need somebody to make me work 16 hours. Listen to the lessons that I'm giving y'all. Listen to the lessons that I'm giving y'all. I decided that nobody has to make me work 16 hours, make me get up at 4 a.m., make me not try to pivot from different industry to different industry. I decided that, hey, I'm going to become my own boss. And the second thing that I was okay with doing was becoming number 2. Everybody put number 2 in the chat. I'm sweating out here talking to y'all. Everybody put number 2 in the chat. Everybody put number 2 in the chat. Everybody put number 2 in the chat. So I decided that I was okay being number two, right? Now, how many people y'all hear in the music industry where they say, man, I'm the second best rapper in the game? How many people y'all heard in basketball say, yo, I'm the second best player in the league? How many times you ever hear somebody say, I'm the second best this? Nobody brags about being number two. Nobody brags about being number two, right? But I'm bragging about being number two because the only way for you to become number one is that you got to be okay being number two, which means that you got to be okay learning from number one. There's a reason why somebody's in front of you. I promise you, it's not by mistake. It's all intentional. It's not by mistake that somebody has more than you, has more cars, has more money, has more freedom, has more abundance, has more options, has more real estate, has more stocks. There's a reason why they have it. So for you to learn how to do it, you got to be okay being number two and learning from number one. And learning from number one. Somebody said Airbnb in Dubai. Yes. Yes, there's an Airbnb in Dubai. Somebody said too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. You got to be able to be number two so you can learn from number one. And the problem is psychologically, you think you are worth more than you are actually worth. How many times y'all been at a deal? Y'all might have somebody wanting to work with y'all, wanting to partner up with y'all, and you telling them that you're supposed to get 50-50. You're supposed to get a certain amount of money that you think because you know your worth. If you have to say, listen to me, I just want y'all to know, if you have to say at the deal, at the closing table, at the conversation that I know my worth, nobody knows your worth, okay? If you have to say that, if you have to say, I know my worth, I'm not going to work with you because I know my worth. You undervaluing me. Nobody knows your worth. Does that make sense? So be okay being number two so you can learn from number one. That's going to come in the form of many things. My favorite form is something simple. It's called a mentor. So I want y'all to really, really think about the things that you know about right now. I want you to think about all the ways that you make money right now. How did you learn how to do it? I want y'all to think about that. Every way that you make money right now, every skill or strategy that you know on how to fix your credit, how did you learn it? How did you learn it? Every way that you make money right now, every way that you know skills with your credit, with real estate, how did you learn it? We got all these different answers. Look, YouTube, that's from somebody else. Listening, that's from somebody else. Someone else, that's from somebody else. From another person. Somebody said online. How do you learn something online? Let me ask y'all a question. If I never put a DIY up, or if I never put up instructions on a YouTube, if I never put instructions on Google, like the person who does it, if we decide never to put it online, how would you learn how to do it? How? Somebody said, taught myself. So let me explain to y'all what this is facts, and then there's just things that are make-believe, okay? There is nothing new under the sun, okay? So when people even say, oh, this is my own style, there's very few people in the world who have their own style. When they say, oh, I just talk like that, this is my own dialect, there's not many people who have their own individual dialect. We talk like people that we are exposed to. We dress like people that we are exposed to. I'm just going to let y'all know the facts. So everything that you do, you did not teach yourself, okay? We are learning from people that are around us. And just because you didn't learn in the class and it wasn't taught, it was still caught. So a lot of things were not taught. They're just caught. But you do not innovate no more. It is very hard to innovate as a human being with all of this infrastructure. Do y'all think a brand new construction company is going to come and say, I'm going to start building buildings without learning from any of the engineers that came before me. I'm going to build a skyscraper or a tower with no previous knowledge from any other engineers, and I'm going to build a skyscraper from the ground up in 2024. Do y'all think that that is possible, that somebody would do that and say they are self-taught on how to build a skyscraper? The reality, I just want y'all to know the facts. So anybody who lies to themselves, oh, I'm self-made, I do this myself, this is my own style. Trust me, you are learning it from someone. You are going to learn it from somebody else. You're going to learn it from the people from before. So when it comes to that and you understand, I want y'all to hear this and hear this clearly. If you understand that humans are followers by nature, humans are followers by nature. If you in a classroom and it's quiet and we just learned and one person raises their hand and say, I got to go to the bathroom, right behind that person asking to go to the bathroom, 4 or 5 more people are going to ask to go to the bathroom right after that. If we stand in a circle, and everybody's hands are at their sides, if I cross my arms, right after that, 3 other people are going to cross their arms. If I yawn in the circle, 3 other people are going to yawn in the circle. Human beings are followers by nature. The second question is, who are you following? Who are you hanging around? Are you hanging around multimillionaires? Are you hanging around real estate professionals? Are you hanging around people who are making millions in the stock market? Are you hanging around people who have freedom, abundance, options, and credit? Are you around those people? Is that who you hang around? No. Who do you hang around? You're going to see simply your reflection when you see those people. You are going to look and you're going to see a different person, but in reality, it's just a mirror. That person is similar to you. They have a similar bank account. I promise you this. There is not a group of friends where if you are the highest earner in your friend circle, there's not a group of friends that somebody is going to reach past that person who makes the highest amount of money. That's your ceiling. So if you make the highest amount of money in your friend group, nobody's going to get past you and you're not going to get past you because you're not in the environment that's going to force you to grow. It's not going to force you to evolve or change because your circle is literally looking up to you. It's not iron sharpens iron. It's literally you pouring into somebody else's cup only. You have nobody to learn from. You're not being number 2. You are only being number 1. You take pride in being the leader of your group and you think you're growing. If you're the leader of your group, who is going to check you? Who is going to inspire you? Who is going to force you to say, yo, be competitively, like friendly, competitive nature for you to want to get your bag up? Nobody is going to do that. You have nobody you can steal ideas from. You can steal habits from, steal successful testimonials from, social proof, results. You have nobody to study. So you're not number 2, you're number 1. You need somebody to influence you in a way and expose you to things that can force you to think that you are self-taught. This is the reality that we got to deal with. So I had to learn how to be number 2. So at some point, I can become number 1 and then eventually in 2024, get a wire to my account for $1 million at one time. And what's so crazy, when I got that wire, I wish I could show y'all the screenshot. I forgot to take it. So if I take a screenshot, next time I get on live, I'm going to show y'all. After the person sent me the wire for $1 million, the first thing that they said after sending me that $1 million wire, they said was first of many. After they sent me the $1 million wire, the first thing that they text me, they didn't say, hey, did you get that? They didn't say, hey, man, joy. They didn't say, hey, great doing business with you. They said first of many. They said first of many. First of many. Okay, so now, with that being said, I'm about to get up out of here. I just wanted to inspire y'all, give y'all my story, let y'all know that you are not the only one out here who had to struggle, let you know that you do have a path to success and there are people that you can follow after their footsteps. Find somebody that's coming back from where you're trying to go and copy off their test. When you were in school and you didn't know the answer to a test, what type of kid did you sit next to? The smartest kid in class or the dumbest kid in class? Did you sit next to the valedictorian or did you sit next to the class clown? If you want to sit next to the valedictorian and copy off my test, it is very, very simple, y'all. All you got to do is DM me the word, call, set up a consultation call with me, and I will help you get to wherever you want to get. If you want to do it on your own, by all means, Please go out there and do it yourself. Pushman Mitch never going to force you to do a goddamn thing. Please go out there and try it on your own. But me, I would rather copy off somebody's test who already has the results that I want. If you want to be able to come and live in places like this, if you want to be able to get the watches like this, the cars like I got, the cribs like I got, just copy off my test. It's something very simple. And like I said, if you want coaching, if you want mentorship, I'm going to do something special for one person on this live. If you are cash ready, I'm going to give you my $3,000 program for just $1,000. All you got to do is be cash ready. DM me the word cash ready. I'm going to take one serious person and you're going to be my next millionaire mentee. I'm going to take you under my wing for the next 5 months and I'm going to show you how you can get to the money, not the funny. If you want to turn up, success, love, speed. The first one, cash ready. DM me cash ready. I got you. See you there and I see you at the top. I'm going. I'm sweating. I'm about to go take a shower again. I just really got fresh for real. But you know what? I'm about to go ahead and get in the shower again because I got to talking that shit, running from this damn bug out here. And y'all know how it gets sometimes. So peace and love. Much love to everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. You already know the vibes. Please don't comment cash ready on this live. Just shoot me a DM. If you're ready, I'm going to take you up there. Just one person. Don't be mad if you can't. Even if you're not that one person, even if you're not that one person, you still need to sign up for my mentorship program because what? I have payment plans. If you got $1,000 to put down, $250 a month, you can be in my program. Very, very easy to get in there. I'm telling you, I'm cheaper than college and you're going to make way more money. You're going to get more than just a piece of paper and a degree. You're going to get way more than when you paid for all of that money to go to college. If you just pay me and let me show you how to get to the money, you're going to have more than a piece of paper at the end of the program. You're going to have lots of pieces of paper and a skill to be able to have generational wealth and teach the people around you. All you got to do, have $1K down, $250 a month. We can get to the money, not the funny. If you don't like that, look, you already know what to do. Have fun at work. Peace.